Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Never Sold Out podcast, episode number 30.
Woo!
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It only
You guys
took two
thought,
months.
look. Everyone thought that we weren't coming back. They're like, those guys, they sold out, obviously. Nah. Nah, we're back. We're back. We're here and feeling refreshed and
Yep.
got a lot of
Yeah.
things to talk about, a lot of things rolling on our mind. Um, and it felt good in a way to have some time off.
Yeah.
Um,
Let information build up. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You talk every week. You run out of things to talk about. Maybe.
Especially now with like the cycle, like because we mostly focus on like pop culture and shit like that. The news cycle was kind of going stale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now there's a lot to talk about. It's kind of nice. Like I don't know about you guys, but I have a bunch of shit racing through my head that I'm ready to like get on here and be like,
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Educate me. I don't pay attention.
so one thing, I mean, just kind of start out because I mean the three of us haven't really talked outside of the odd text here and there. So what have you guys been doing? Like, what have you been watching? Like, because I've actually been watching a lot of TV lately.
oh,
No
So-
shit.
So
So-
I upped my repertoire.
wow. Well, we were just having a conversation the other day, which I'm really proud of you. But for me, what I've been watching, I've actually like I don't know if you guys know, but I'm really excited for Godzilla vs Kong. So I've been watching like a crap ton of monster movies from like 2014 Godzilla, which is like a breathtaking movie. All the way, and I watched that. I watched Kong Skull Island again, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then I just watched The Meg. Pacific Rim Uprising. So I'm trying to like watch all these like Warner Brother legendary monster films. And then as far as TV goes, I just started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yo, me and Amanda watch that all the time.
Yeah.
Phenomenal show.
It's
I
a
love
great
it.
show, because I was kind of getting stale with TV nowadays. Like I don't feel like there's anything really good or new to watch for the most
Right.
part. So I was like, let me go to something old, and I decided Buffy. And then another thing I just watched was that new Netflix movie called I Care a Lot.
Okay.
With Rosalind Pike and Peter Dinklage, the Dinkle.
Oh, okay.
And that was phenomenal. I tell you what, man, you guys want to watch a movie where you hate both people so much to your very soul? That's the movie. But they both play the role so well. Like Rosalind Pike, she plays that role that you just want to hate her. Hi, Amanda. You just want to hate her.
says hi.
And he plays it up so well. So I would suggest watching I Care a Lot, and we're actually getting into a time period, which we'll get into a little bit, that there's so much content coming out now, like just
Yeah.
this month. Oh, and also Wanda Vision, but I'll wait till Andrew talks about that.
All right, Eric. You been watching anything crazy or?
Not really. I mean, like last month, me and Amanda were doing Harry Potter marathon just because. And we did
Well,
it
you
like
don't even
two.
need a reason for that. They're
Well,
amazing.
Well, we did it like 2 weeks in a row. We watched it like in order twice.
Yeah, they're so good.
Oh, they are. And then lately, I haven't been watching too much TV. It's still YouTube, but like the one show I kind of found myself going back to watching again. I don't know if either of you have watched Gravity Falls ever.
No, it's an
Only
animated show,
heard of
though,
it.
right?
Yeah, it's a Disney show, but dude, it's actually pretty adult. A lot of the jokes. Plus, I think you guys would like it a lot because there's now. Granted, the show's been over for years, but for new viewers, there's a lot of like hidden stuff to pick up on. The show gets very dark, especially in the last like 5 episodes. Like the whole show, I think is just well written. The characters are easy to like, especially the uncle. I think he's the funniest character on that show. It's just a good mix of everything. It's only 2 seasons long. It's only meant to take place over the course of a summer, so it's kind of a short show to go through. So I've been rewatching that, and definitely something I recommend you guys to watch. But besides that, I've just been sticking with YouTube and just listening to music as I usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
So as Nick kind of mentioned there, I actually watched Wanda Vision. I'm all caught up on that.
Mhm.
Just randomly one day, someone said you should watch this show. and we're like, sure, why not? I've seen like previews for it or whatever, and I was like, all right, this seems pretty cool. So I watched that, which we'll talk about more. But other than that, I've been watching House.
Okay.
Classic.
They're still trying to somewhat appease the Last Jedi. So honestly, you can see that Disney had zero plan
Right.
from start to finish with the trilogy, and
Sounds
I
like
think
Disney.
the Skywalker shows that. But all in all, I thought the Rise of Skywalker was fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Not a
it's
bad
not.
movie.
I think it
Yeah.
fixed a lot of the issues from Last Jedi,
Fixed
mostly
Luke.
because they had no choice.
Yeah, fix Luke.
Yeah.
You know, he's not some loser on a island.
Yeah,
Drink-
but I also understand how his character was written for that too. But that,
No, I get it. But like, you know, this, you know, at the end of the day, like the more, I mean, trust me, like, listen, I will tell you, I like the Disney trilogy. I don't hate it. I'm not
Yeah.
a person that sits there and like hates the Disney trilogy. I don't hate everything Disney's done with Star Wars. For the most part, I pretty much enjoy everything Star Wars. Pretty easy to please.
Yeah.
But if you want me to analyze it, yeah, I can admit to like the Rise of Skywalker being a mess. If you think about it, you look at it, it's like 3 different movies in one.
it really is.
You know what I mean? And that's okay. I mean, like, listen, Suicide Squad's a horrible movie, but I still have fun with it.
Exactly.
Like, you know, that's a jumbled, edited piece of crap too, but I still had fun. So it's okay. You know, you're allowed to like critically bad movies.
Well, that's why like shit movies like The Room or The Birds, like that's why people love them so much, because they're so terrible, but they're just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Or Troll 2 or whatever.
Yeah. What else did you watch movie wise though, Andrew, besides Rise of Skywalker?
So like Nick, I'm excited for the new Godzilla. So I watched Kong Skull Island.
Yes.
Finally caught that, and that was really
and
good.
And you didn't like that? You just said you didn't like Kong Skull Island?
No, I thought it was really good.
Okay.
I just liked the other Godzilla movies better.
Okay.
I like if I had to say like Kong Skull Island and like the 2014 Godzilla were like neck and neck. Like
yeah. Well, did you watch my latest? You comment on it. So like the reason why 2014 is my lowest rating for those who haven't watched my video, which by the way, my YouTube channel, again, it might not sell a lot to other people, but I got 53 subscribers now. And like my one video I just did, I did like 2 days ago, is up to like 126 views. So like I'm pretty proud.
Ooh.
And like my Godzilla 2014 action figure review is up to like 600 and like some odd views and counting.
Nice.
So I'm really proud of the work that's been going down on my channel with figure reviews. But so I did a review ranking of the MonsterVerse, which I actually think, you know, I was telling my fiance, I think the MonsterVerse might be my favorite cinematic universe of all time at this point. But the reason why 2014 got knocked down a little below Kong Skull Island was because of the fact that at times in the movie, when you buy the Blu-ray and you bring it home, it's really hard to see because it's very dark.
Mm-hmm.
So that hurts the film, because there's times that like especially like towards the end when the city's not well lit, you don't see the Muto or Godzilla. It's just literally a black screen, depending on the TV. Like if it think of it, like right now it's pretty sunny out. Forget about it. You can't watch the movie. You literally have to watch the movie in a pitch black room to see it. And again, it's not have anything to do with the movie itself. It's just a sad thing that no one, as they were editing or color correcting the film, has said, guys, they're not gonna be able to see any of this. So that's what knocks the movie down. But other than that, I think the 2014 movie is a near perfect film.
Right.
I think it was the perfect setup to the MonsterVerse universe that we are seeing today. Where the thing I love about the MonsterVerse is, although they ground it in reality, they still know exactly what it is.
Right.
Like it knows it's a big monster movie. So they don't take itself overly serious.
Mm-hmm.
And each movie, they start to do more and more little tropes, like Kong Skull Island. They embraced it even further. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters, they went full embrace, and they really embraced the monster cheese. And they even started incorporating some of the cheesy dialogue where Sarah Zeller's got that lizard juice, which is like my favorite line ever at this point. And I just think that it's like the fact that every director came in with their own vision and still treated the film as if they were all interconnected like they're supposed to be, is a testament. because you look at like something like the DCEU, right? The DC Cinematic Universe, and it's a jumbled piece of garbage. There's some good movies in there, but for the most part, it's garbage. But actually, in the recent interview with Adam Wingard, who directed Godzilla vs Kong, he said that one of the things that inspired him was that what Batman v Superman got wrong, and I didn't know what he meant by that. He said when he came in, Toho gave him freedom. He said, if you want to change Godzilla's design, you can. Like Michael Dougherty, when he did King of the Monsters, he made the dorsal plating bigger. He fixed the feet, and he made Godzilla a bit chubbier. But it looked more like he evolved over the past couple of years. Now, Adam Wingard said he didn't want to do that. He said, although he wanted to make Godzilla's head bigger, he didn't do it because he said one of the flaws of Batman v Superman was, at the time, we knew Christian Bale.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they would announce Christian Bale versus Henry Cavill Superman, it would have been a Batman we knew and a Superman we knew. But instead, and I'm not against it. I like Affleck as Batman. I thought he did a good job.
I think he's a great older Batman.
Yeah, but we didn't know him. We had to learn about that Batman during the movie, and it kind of lessened the anticipation of these two superhero titans colliding.
Right.
Now, we have now seen two Godzilla movies with this iteration of Godzilla and a Kong movie with this iteration of Kong. So we know that these are the guys we followed, right?
Yeah.
So that right there has the anticipation that we're seeing these two titans collide. And I didn't think of that until he said it. And I was like, no, you're right. You're right. Because, like, I mean, listen, he could have very easily changed the Godzilla design. He could have made the head a little bit bigger, but he didn't. I think I respect the shit out of him for holding true for us as fans to not tweak any of the designs when Toho, who's very strict, gave him the opportunity to do so.
Right. No,
I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear because, like, especially after Skull Island, I watched King of the Monsters, and that's a awesome movie. Like, that's just a movie you just put on and you just respect everything that's going on in there.
Yes, it's Godzilla as shit. Like, you can tell Michael Dougherty, which he is, and by the way, he actually liked my post on Instagram the other day, which is really cool. You could tell Michael Dougherty really loves Godzilla, but not just Godzilla. He likes the Heisei era of Godzilla, because he embraced that era, and he put all these Easter eggs for people that love the Godzilla franchise, like me and Andrew. And you just sat there the whole movie with a smile on your face. And the monsters never look better.
Oh, oh my God.
Fedora ever. And like, I don't know about you, Andrew, my favorite part is like the fact that he took instincts of real life animals and put them into the monster. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but when Godzilla first sees Ghidorah, Ghidorah hoods up like a cobra and rattles his tail. As like, and it's like, and to me, I'm like, wow, like it's so little, but I'm like, when you see an animal, what do they do? Cats hiss, dogs growl, like they all have this stance, like an intimidation stance. And Ghidorah, like when he did that, I'm like, whoa, like that's cool. That's cool. And like just the fact, what's that?
No, I was saying that's super cool because like, and especially like the location of that first meetup too was just it was stellar because like you're just on this flat ice surface in Antarctica, like like these huge monsters weigh so much and they're just battling on top of the ice. And like you just see ice shards flying everywhere, like the floor sinking in on everyone who's trying to escape. Like it was fantastic. Yeah,
and then like the fact that each individual head had a personality was so cool. Like the middle head is the calculated one, the left head is the serious one, and then the right head is the silly one. Like it's just like it's like little details that matter. And then my favorite part too was the fact that Ghidorah, since he wasn't of Earth, he actually made like weather change anytime he stepped somewhere, like a hurricane or whatever. And it's just like just little things like that. And then, dude, was that Rodan scene not the sickest scene you've ever seen?
Rodan was fucking awesome.
He was the star of the fucking movie. Like that scene when he was fighting the fighter jets, I'm like, whoa, give me like at that moment I was like, give me a Rodan movie today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love how like awesome like the backstory build up for each monster was,
Yes.
like
Yep.
how they were integrated into all of like the cultures that live in that area where they were.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like Rodan in the volcano, right? Like he like that whole culture around him, or like they idolized this thing as a god,
Yep.
and like that was what they grew up with, like, oh, they're the god of the volcano, like you all hail to him. And then he wakes up and blows out that volcano, and you're like, shit.
Yes. And
They were right.
one of my favorite things about the Ghidorah design was Michael Dougherty took inspiration from the classic Japanese dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So he was actually going to have the whiskers, but they did decide to do away with it. But if you look at his head, it's very, imagine it with whiskers and tell me you
Yeah,
don't see a Japanese dragon. I mean, yeah,
definitely.
Chinese dragon. I mean,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, Chinese.
yeah, Chinese. Like, dude, everything Michael Dougherty did was just so perfect, and he just did what every other director did. They upped the stakes, and now I was telling Jen, like, not that she cares, but I told her anyway. But I don't
Same
know
here.
who to root for Kong for Godzilla versus Kong. Like, I thought I was 100% Godzilla, but watching that trailer, that they're billing Kong as the underdog, and like Kong is us. Like
Because
you can
Kong is
like
the underdog.
yeah, and like I at this point I'm kind of rooting for Kong because Kong is the human element now,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
right? Like Kong, you see him in the trailer and like his eyes, and you're like, wow, shit,
I
like damn, dude, like how did you get me to turn on Godzilla like this?
I
Like,
I do
God.
like the design of Kong this time around.
Yeah, how he looks older. He's got the
Mm-hmm.
beard. Well, they said in Kong Skull Island he's a baby.
Right.
Now he's an adult, and he's ready. How about the fucking axe?
Yeah.
Now,
It
I won't spoil it, but you are aware that there's a third villain, right?
don't even know. I don't want to
Okay,
know
then I
until I
won't get
watch
into
it.
it then. There was toy leaks. For like, honestly, it wouldn't have been a leak if the movie came out when it was supposed to,
Right.
but there was toy leaks, and you see him for a glimpse in the trailer.
Okay.
Like, you have to slow the screen down and you see the head.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
I had
gonna
to do I had to do a double take because like they have an actress from Grey's Anatomy on there.
who?
The one that plays Joe.
I haven't watched the show, but like, is it a girl?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah. Uh,
Well, where in the trailer was she?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Because I know the one
She did.
girl is from House of Cards, and I was wondering if it's the
Yeah.
same girl.
No, I don't think she's in House of Cards.
No,
I think the only thing that she's really ever done was Grace.
maybe. But my favorite line in the trailer when she's like, "Kong bows to no one." I'm like, "Oh shit!
Right.
Damn! Here we go, son." Yeah. So like this month, right? This month we got tomorrow, which I can't believe, Andrew, you're gonna be happy. I'm actually gonna be watching probably quite a bit of anime this year. Tomorrow, the Pacific Rim anime comes out on Netflix,
Okay.
so I'm watching that. And then the week after that is Justice League: The 4 Hour Snyder Cut
Right.
on HBO Max. Then after that is the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that is Godzilla vs Kong. So this month is going to be insane as far as like new media coming out. And then as far as anime goes, there's another Netflix. Netflix, by the way, I have to talk to you about this. Netflix is really doubling down on anime, which I'll get to that in a second. So Netflix is also releasing a new Godzilla anime in April, Godzilla Singular Point, which looks awesome.
Right. I did see something about that.
Yes, and then you guys all know that I'm really excited for the Zack Snyder Army of the Dead movie coming out on Netflix.
I saw the trailer for it.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
But they're having an anime prequel series.
Okay.
That's coming out on Netflix. So I'm like, yeah, I guess they're making me like watch anime. But like one of the things, like they're doubling down. I think the reason being is because it's a lot easier to get animation released right now than it is live action. But they just got the rights to do Terminator.
Okay.
they're doing a Terminator anime series for Netflix. So
Right.
Netflix really doubling down on anime, and they must really do well in anime to be doubling down this hard.
Anime is more popular now than it's ever been. Like I'm seeing people that are like part of certain cliques that never would have watched anime when we were in high school that are more obsessed with it than the people you would think that would be into it.
They all
Am I
vibing
correct,
with
Andrew?
that. They're all vibing with the new wave of anime that's out.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It does.
The trailer for the Pacific Rim is called Pacific Rim in the Black.
Mm-hmm.
It looks amazing. Like I'm so excited to watch it tomorrow.
I love those movies.
Yeah. I mean, this, and it takes place within the same universe. So it's not like its own thing. It's just I don't know where. Like I don't know if it takes place after Uprising. But no, I'm like really excited, and like I mean, you guys know I'm not an anime like guy. Like I'm not against it, but I've never been a big fan of it. But I'm like really excited. Like I'm really excited to watch it tomorrow.
Nice.
Well, yeah, because it's interesting because like up until like Netflix started putting on like anime and like Hulu started putting anime on their platform, like if anyone wanted to watch anime, you had to go to like the specific apps for that. So you had to download Crunchyroll or Funimation, and those apps, I'll tell you straight up, those apps are terrible. They always crash. They always like there's always issues with them, and it like having it on a platform like Netflix that has very little issues, it is much better experience for people coming into it. And yeah, like you said, it's easier to get animated stuff out right now because anyone can record their voice at home and send it into the studio.
Yep.
And also a thing to think about is one thing that I've always mentioned about why I like anime so much is that with anime you can do so much more than what you can do with a traditional TV show.
Yes.
Because the characters aren't technically real, so you could just make them do whatever they want, like do things that normal human beings can't do, or if they can do it, then it just costs less.
Yeah. No, I'm like, it's kind of refreshing to have like a new media to be involved in because, hold on.
You're good.
Got it.
Oh, good.
I'm doing a food order. I'm sorry.
You're all good.
So no, but like what I'm saying, like it's exciting because like I wasn't even for a while I wasn't really watching like animation. I was definitely more of a live action guy, and then I got really into like the Clone Wars of Star Wars, then Rebels. So like now like the idea of animation is like a lot more like obviously besides like the Pixar's and shit, like we've all watched that, but like as far as like transition from live action to animation, and now like it's kind of cool to be like excited for something completely new. Like I watched the what's cool about Netflix is they drop the trailer like 2 weeks before like the actual show comes out. So like
right.
so it's kind of cool. But like so I watched the trailer for Pacific Rim: The Black, and you guys know how much I love Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah.
When I watched the trailer, like I was blown away, like with how good it looks. And I did like now I'm so genuinely excited to watch it tomorrow. I'm excited to actually maybe even get into like another different like style of like pop culture because like I never really the only anime show I ever really got into was Jen got me the Supernatural anime.
I didn't like that one.
I thought it was really good. And a lot of it they kind of went along with some of the same episodes we saw, but they had a lot of its own original episodes, which were really cool.
Yeah.
And then I watched Avatar.
Avatar is a classic.
That was amazing, and it's like and then The Legend of Korra. I only watched the first season of that, but I think
That's really good.
I think Amon's one of the greatest villains ever.
Amon's great.
I have yet to watch Legend of Korra for whatever reason.
Yeah, Legend of Korra is a really good show.
I feel like if I want to watch that, I need to rewatch Avatar again because I'll be honest, I haven't watched Avatar since it was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Well, I see that Paramount Plus is like they're doubling down on Avatar, and it's kind of cool to see like a resurgence because it's a very underrated and underappreciated show.
Let's put it this way: my parents used to watch that show with me, my brother, and sister. That's how good it was. I got my parents to watch it.
Pretty sure it's Jen's like favorite show ever.
It's a lot of people's favorite show ever.
It's my favorite Nickelodeon show ever.
Well, no, it's. I think it's really good, and you know, like, and that's another thing I would say, like, help me like more animation as well, because you know, like I said, like when you get to a certain age, you're kind of like, you know, you in your head, you're like, oh, you shouldn't watch this,
Right.
but then, like the stories are just so good. It's
Like I said, I'm still watching Gravity Falls, and that's for like 12 to 14-year-olds.
yeah. And then Andrew, you got to check out the Godzilla Singular Point trailer.
I
The new
definitely gotta check
Godzilla
that out.
looks cool. Like basically, it looks like they're going more like dinosaur, right?
Right.
Like Rodan looks more like a pterodactyl uh, than he does anything else. He looks really cool. And then Godzilla, I really like Godzilla's look for Singular Point. Now, the only thing I want to know, and again, I don't mind either way. Now, Pacific Rim: The Black, it's American. Like they're going to speak English,
Mhm.
but I Singular Point started in China,
Right.
and then Netflix is bringing it to us. Now, I don't know if we dubbed.
Right. It might just be a sub.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping they do dub it. Not that I mind reading it, but sometimes I focus too much on reading than I do what's happening, and it gets frustrating. But for the most part, I'm okay with it. Because like I told you, like watching like Train to Busan, that kind of changed my view on like watching like things that I have to read.
Right.
Because how amazing it is. That's another one that had a prequel anime movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Called Soul Station, which was really good as well. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking up the studio that's doing the Pacific Rim one.
I think it's Legendary, man.
No, it's the animation studio is called Polygon Pictures.
Are you familiar with them? Are they any good?
Well, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like you would actually be familiar with them because they've helped work on Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh, that's probably why it looks so good.
Yeah, and then they also did. It looks like they also helped on. I don't know if you saw Star Wars Resistance.
Yep. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Resistance, but the animation was really cool.
Yeah. So they're the same studio.
Okay. And another thing, and again, Legendary is a part of it, though, right?
Well, let me see.
Because Legendary owns Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it's produced by Legendary.
Because Legendary also has a deal with Netflix that Kong Skull Island is getting an anime series.
I bet.
So it's gonna follow, like they said, and it's kind of. I think that this is their way of retelling the original Kong story of a shipwrecked crew making a movie, got stuck on an island, you know.
Right.
So I do think that that's what they're gonna go with. But I'm just like, you can see like Legendary pictures like with their MonsterVerse, and Toho as well, because they're doing Singular Point. Because the rumor is that after Godzilla Kong, the rights of Godzilla reverts back to Toho. But Toho likes money, and I think that Kong, because Godzilla vs. Kong is the #2 highest viewed trailer ever on YouTube.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I think it's going to make a shit ton of money. And I think, it made me, that announcement right there made me subscribe to HBO Max, which, by the way, it's actually very good streaming service.
It is.
But that made me subscribe. And I think that it's going to make a ton of money. And I think what's going to end up happening is, I already heard they're going to do a Kong 2, Skull Island 2, which I would love to see. But I think they're eventually going to do, the next movie should be Destroy All Monsters.
Okay.
But I think it should be a team up of Godzilla and Kong fighting Destroya. Because that's like, yeah, I mean, Eric, you're not like as familiar with Godzilla, but like,
I know the old movies to a certain degree, but like anything new, I've never seen.
Destroya is basically Thanos.
Okay.
Of the Godzilla universe.
Gotcha.
Like, he's massive, and like he actually kills Godzilla's son.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So, and like the most powerful version of Godzilla is Burning Godzilla, and Destroya put a whooping on that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I might have to get into the Godzilla universe now.
Oh, Andrew, you did watch the end credit scene, right, for King of the Monsters?
I think so.
where Alan Jonas bought the head of Ghidorah?
Yeah,
Okay, I need you to remember that.
I'm remembering.
Now, if they don't want to go destroy it, they could go Mecha Ghidorah.
That's true.
Um,
I just don't see them doing that.
I do.
Okay.
Well, they could. I mean,
You're like that was the secret that was in Godzilla vs Kong trailer.
no, it's not. It's not
I
Mecha
know.
Ghidorah. Yeah,
I'm
it's not.
kidding.
But it does have something to do with Ghidorah's head. It's not.
Right.
But no, I just think that this is such a strong universe, and now they're branching off into, like with Kong, they're branching off into anime. But what they could do is, I think it would be cool if they did the crossover of Godzilla, Kong, and Pacific Rim, because Legendary owns all this. Now,
Right.
Pacific Rim is not a part of the MonsterVerse. Now, in my head, it is. It's like unofficially in the MonsterVerse.
Right.
It not be. But Guillermo del Toro said he would love to do it. He would.
Oh, he's the perfect guy to do that.
Well, he made Pacific Rim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then he loves Godzilla. So how cool would to see Godzilla and like Gypsy Danger team up and like fight some kaiju's, and like, can you imagine if they did like a Ghidorah kaiju that like morphed and, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh man, it'd be sick.
Yeah, they could do a lot with that.
Yeah, so you gotta look at if you can Google the image of Godzilla singular point Godzilla, and you can check him out. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
you like it. Yeah, there's like a lot of really cool stuff, and like I said, Netflix is like doubling down on anime, and you know, the MonsterVerse I think is gonna really, because like as a horror fan, like I was really sad when like the Dark Universe fell. That was like the Universal monster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that like as a horror fan makes me excited. It's like
right.
the giant monster. If I can't have the Universal monsters, the giant monsters are, you know, it's cool with me. And on my YouTube channel, every Godzilla video I make is just killing it. It's just
Yeah. Well,
you finally understand what it means to follow the algorithm.
Everyone's pumped.
Yeah.
Like I even showed Alexa the trailer, and she thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, I keep listening to the song in the trailer.
What song's in the trailer?
It's I'll tell you the exact name of it.
You're like, it's right on my Spotify.
It is actually, yeah. I freaking I love it, dude. Hold on, it's one of my liked songs.
Is it something I would know?
No, I doubt it.
That's what I thought.
It's called "Here We Go."
Okay.
So, let me see if he sings it. It's composed by Chris Classic. Yeah. Really cool though. And then like, Eric, are you gonna watch it? I mean, is that do you have it? Do you have HBO Max?
I think I do actually.
Yeah, I'd watch it, dude.
Yeah, if you got HBO, you got HBO Max. So.
Are you guys excited? Well, I have AT&T, and I got it from that.
Yeah, they give it to you for free with some of the plans.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how.
Yeah, I don't know how we have it, but I think we do have it. To be honest with you, I'm not paying for it, so.
Yeah. Are you guys excited about Snyder Cut?
No.
I might check it out, but the chances of me checking it out are very slim. I'm pretty much like, I pretty much quit on the DC universe for now.
Me too, yeah.
Well, the reason I'm with you, I could care less about the DC universe, but one, there's a couple reasons why I'm watching. One, I support Zack Snyder with like anything he does. I mean, I'm a really big fan of him. But considering what he went through when his daughter committed suicide during the first one, and then the studio dicked him over and gave it to Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon destroyed it and made it into like a Marvel-esque movie. Now, I thought Man of Steel was phenomenal.
That wasn't bad. I liked it.
Batman v Superman was okay. Like
only if it was the 3-hour director's cut.
Yeah, like I don't think it was I like it. It's just a movie that I don't necessarily go to watch again.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to see his trilogy be complete.
Right.
You know, I like the actors he picked for his characters. They're actually fighting Darkseid in this movie. Which I'm really excited to see a live action Darkseid. And like I said, I don't know if I'd go to the theaters to see it, but being at home, like, what else do I got to do?
Right.
True.
So, because I got the idea of sitting in a 4-hour movie, I just don't have that in me. But at home, I do. Me and my couch, or I can move it upstairs in my bedroom and lay in my bed. But no, I am excited. I think they're bringing Jared Leto back as a Joker. He looks really cool.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello. He's going to be Deathstroke.
Ooh, okay.
There's hints to the Green Lantern showing up. Martian Manhunter is going to be in it.
Really?
Okay.
All right, I might have to watch it then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Zack Snyder. I mean, he has, what makes it so cool is that he got Final Cut. So this is his movie.
Right.
With most DC movies, there's a lot of studio interference. Suicide Squad.
The
Batman.
original Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, original Batman vs Superman. There's always a lot of studio interference. There's no studio interference. This isn't even Warner Brothers. AT&T paid for this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it might actually be good then.
Yeah, and like I said, I think Zack Snyder makes good superhero movies. They're just dark. They're not super happy-go-lucky. They're dark, and like I said, I think Man of Steel is one of the best superhero movies. I love that movie.
Man of Steel's great.
It is good.
Yeah, but I think that, and like I said, I think Batman vs Superman's good. The only thing I would change is I'm just not a Jesse Eisenberg guy. I never will be.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That made me hate Starburst for a long time.
No, Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers, that's it. I knew it was a candy.
Yeah, I literally just brought that up to Jen. I was like, I still get so grossed out at him sticking the Jolly Rancher in the dude's mouth.
Oh my god, it just was not necessary.
Because I wouldn't want his little weird fingers touching me.
I don't want his weirdness near me at all.
So other than that, if Jesse Eisenberg wasn't in the movie, I'd like it a lot more.
Yeah.
I was thinking about rewatching them the other day, just to be refreshed to going into the Justice League movie. Maybe the day before I'll watch Batman v Superman or something. But then I think of that scene, and I don't know if I want to watch it
I'll just skip over it. Treat it like that one scene from Texas Chainsaw. Here you go, cuz.
Yeah. Oh my god, so cringy. But yeah, no, I'm excited for that. Like I said, if the fact that it's free to the subscribers on HBO Max, it makes it that to me is what makes it exciting for me. And then obviously I'm really excited for Army of the Dead, which is April.
Right.
And it's really funny, when I was watching a trailer for that, I told you the last horror con I was at, they were filming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I know the carpet and what it looks like. So when they're in the casino, I was like, damn, dude, that's so funny to know that they're in Atlantic City filming in that casino. Because you can literally see the ugly showboat carpet.
Yeah.
And I'm like it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of cool. And I think Zack Snyder promised a super balls to the wall zombie film. And on top of it, Netflix gave him Final Cut 2. And Netflix must have faith in this movie because they just gave him a cinematic universe. Like I told you, he has an anime prequel series. I think there's an anime series, and then there's a prequel movie coming out.
Okay.
So they're doubling down with that. So it's nice to see Netflix actually giving us a lot more original content.
Yeah.
It's nice to see HBO Max giving us new content because shit's been dry, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's like it's like what we were talking about on one of our episodes, which ones are going to come out on top. And
oh yeah,
right now it's looking like the ones that are coming out on top are doing, they're doing what they're doing. Disney's putting out a bunch of stuff. I was pleasantly surprised with Wanda Vision.
Yes.
I think that it's such a unique concept, and the way that they executed it was near flawless.
Yeah, it's a great show,
and all the actors in there are fantastic.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for the season finale. They said that they have their own Luke Skywalker moment, like the Mandalorian had.
Mm-hmm.
My prediction is it's going to be Magneto.
Okay.
I think Michael Fassbender, Magneto, is going to appear.
Okay.
Because they brought Evan Peters.
Right, they did.
And remember, in the comics, Wanda and Quicksilver's father is Magneto.
Okay.
So, if you remember watching, I think Days of Future Past, I want to say, Evan Peters asked the mom about the dad, and then the sister's name is Wanda.
Right.
And then saying like, "Oh, mom, doesn't like dad have like metal power?" I forget what it was, but it was an Easter egg, and he watched Magneto on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's gonna be Michael Fassbender, Magneto, or Ultron.
I was considering Ultron.
I think the white version of Vision is gonna be Ultron.
You think?
I think so because they want him as a weapon.
Yeah. And that's
they
what
keep
Ultron
making-
was.
Yeah, and it was his body was in the Age of Ultron. He was made to be Ultron.
Right.
That was supposed to be Ultron's final form, and they do mention Ultron a lot in the show.
They do.
And then I do believe that I don't think that what's her name? Agatha, I don't think she's the only villain.
No, definitely not.
I think that the lead guy of S.W.O.R.D. is Mephisto.
Okay.
I think he's the main villain.
I got villain vibes from the beginning. So
Yeah. Yeah. But it's really cool, like the concept of going through the ages of television.
Right.
And like the thing is like you try to decide like what it is.
Mhm.
And then when they showed those box of things, like Jen's the one that immediately pointed out, she's like, "That's Malcolm in the Middle." I was like, "Damn, that was good." And then like the next episode was like Malcolm in the Middle DVD. I'm like, "Damn, like that's pretty good." Like, and then the latest one was Modern Family.
Modern Family, yeah.
Well, like we were trying to figure it out, and then like they do like the weird camera zooms that Modern Family does. Because I wasn't sure. Like at first, I was like, "Jen, maybe it's The Office," because like the theme song sounded a lot like The Office.
Right.
And then like the weird camera views and like breaking like the third wall is like, oh yeah, like you're right, it's Modern Family,
Yeah.
But no, Wanda Vision was really good. And then I'm actually weirdly excited for the Mighty Duck show.
I
I
saw
forgot that the show was coming
I
out.
saw the commercial for that, or for the
Yeah.
preview for that, and I was like, I don't know, but maybe I'll check it out.
See, like me and Jen, we love Gilmore Girls.
Mm.
And like, dude, Lorelai Gilmore is the main person, so I gotta watch it at this point.
Right.
No, I'm excited. I think that comes out. Does that come out this month too?
Maybe.
Yeah, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier looks ridiculous. Looks good.
Yeah, I have no interest in that one either.
You're not really an MCU guy.
I never was. I like a couple of the movies, but I was never a big Marvel guy to begin with, anyway.
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's all good. And then,
Although, it's fun hearing you guys talk about it, though.
yeah. And then, did any of you guys watch that new movie on HBO Max, The Little Things with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto?
I want to see that. I just haven't gotten around to it.
I thought it was going to be a lot better, and I actually like it was okay. But I was expecting like another like Seven type film,
See, that's what it feels like to me when watching the trailer.
It's not.
Nothing's gonna live up to Seven.
Seven is not like Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's like my beef with the new Batman trailer for the Robert Pattinson. It's like they were trying to do a grounded in reality Batman. It's like, okay, we had that with Nolan.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I really care to see Batman in the Seven universe? Like, if it was a different villain, like the villain's Riddler and Penguin.
Yeah.
Seven, why wouldn't you do the Doll Maker?
Oh, good point.
Like I don't know. At least he's a murderer. But and again, I just don't think I care about Batman anymore. Like, got enough of them.
Yeah, there's too many Batmans.
Yeah, what was another thing that I was looking at? I watched the Wrong Turn reboot.
How was that?
I love the Wrong Turn franchise.
As do I.
I love me some hillbilly backwoods cannibals. The new one, they decided to, first off, it was like every PC trope you can have. That was already kind of annoying.
Right.
And then the whole story is like America sucks, so that's already annoying too.
Right.
It took away the cannibal hillbillies. Now it's a group of backwoods the people
What?
that decided to branch away before the Civil War because they saw the destruction of America.
Oh God.
And these people have been living there for centuries. And that's who now is, I guess, the villains of it. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, why did you put Wrong Turn on there? Okay, that's like me making The Hills Have Eyes and not using the mutated hillbilly
Mutants.
cannibals. Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
you know that though. So to me, like, and like I knew going in that it wasn't. Some friend already told me, he's like, dude, it's not what you think. It's this. It's like, and I'm like, okay. So I went in with an open mind, and it just pissed me off because everything I loved about the original series, they just took away. So you can skip that. I don't know how big of a Wrong Turn fan you are there, Andrew, but you can skip it. And
Already did.
Good. And then I watched Monster Hunter today, based off of, and that was not good either.
Yeah, that you said it was based off video game, right?
Yeah. It wasn't good. And it sucks because like the guy who did it is the guy who did all the Resident Evil movies, which I really like. I know they have their flaws, but I like them. Like I said, you're allowed to like bad movies.
Yeah.
And then he also did the first AVP, which I love.
Right.
So, the first one's great.
Yeah, so I was excited. I'm like, oh, great! Like this is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see his new franchise, and believe it or not, Andrew, Toho made it.
Okay.
So I'm like, cool, monster action. And the only thing that I liked was the ending when they went into the real world and the dragon fought the military. That was really cool. But everything else was really dumb. Like the costumes were stupid. Ron Perlman looked like a cosplayer at San Diego Comic-Con with a really terrible wig. And like it was just Tony Jaa, who's like one of the greatest like martial artists out there. Like he did nothing for me. Mila Jovovich, who I love, from Resident Evil and like Hellboy, like she's awesome. She's like definitely like every nerd's like, dream girl.
Yeah. And
she did nothing for me. Like I thought this was one of her weaker performances, and I really love Mila. It just wasn't good. And like I said, I know people hate Paul W.S. Anderson. They think he's a garbage director. For the most part, I like his shit. It's cheesy. They're popcorn flicks. You just sit there, eat popcorn, watch zombies die, or watch aliens and predators fight. Okay, they're exactly what they are. I couldn't get into Monster Hunter. It just wasn't for me.
From what I've seen of the video game, like I'm not interested in it to begin with. So
yeah,
same. I have no interest.
So what about music? I figure we'd change the tone just a little bit right now.
Yeah.
And see if there was any new music that came out that people have been listening to.
Honestly, I don't keep up with music as much. That's more Morley.
Nothing like brand new that I'm listening to. I'm kind of going back. Well, I discovered a couple bands that are new to me, like mostly the Brazilian extreme metal scene. There's a couple bands. And then mostly I've just been going back and listening to bands I haven't listened to since high school. Like you guys remember Black Tide?
Yeah, of course. They were great.
Yeah, they were great. They were the product. That band right there. I'm going to take 2 minutes real quick to rant about this band because I've been waiting so long to rant about this band, and you guys understand completely because you guys are fans of them back then.
Ran away more.
But no, they were for the metal community back when they were first coming up in like 2006, 2007. They were like the next Prodigy band because for people that are unaware of them, that back then they got signed when they were 15. Their first major tour, they got thrown on opening Ozfest 07. So they were already set right there. They had that classic, like kind of heavy metal 80s sound to them. Solid. Every musician was just good at their instrument, like phenomenal band. That first album is amazing. 3 years later, they dropped their second album. Their sound completely changed. Everything changed completely. Like they went from that to like a what the fuck is that band? Falling in Reverse. They went to like that kind of sound.
Okay.
Oh my god, it was garbage. Oh my god, but that first album it still holds up to this day. Phenomenal. I recommend anybody go back and listen to that first one. I think it's called The Light from Above, I believe is the name of the album.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But
Yeah,
oh my god. Go ahead, Andrew, I'm sorry.
I remember me and Nick seeing them. What was that? The first year of that one
Mayhem
festival, Mayhem Festival. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
one
we
of the
saw
openers
them,
for that.
and they were really good live. Like sounded
Oh.
really good. Everything was the production was really good. So
Mhm.
like I don't see why they would have went off
Right
course,
back.
but
my
Yeah.
doorbell rang. Right back.
Yeah.
go grab it.
No, I totally agree with you, especially because they were, they were like the biggest band, or one of the biggest bands at that time. But of
Mhm.
course, I don't know if like after like they got big, they started touring with those type of bands and they wanted to go down that direction, or the members are just like, oh, okay, this is what I listen to personally. Why don't we play that? Because a lot of bands do that, which I have no problem with, but I don't know why that band just angers me so much, and there's a reason why they're not around anymore.
Right. Yeah, I mean they built their fame and stature off of like being this band that was going to come up and like in a time, especially in that time, a lot of the metal scene and stuff was transitioning to like that metalcore like soft a little bit softer style
Yeah,
music and with like that was like breakdown heavy as opposed to like riff heavy.
yeah,
And so like for them to switch it up on their fan base wasn't a good move. And then you got to think of it like the new people that would come in
hmm
don't have any idea who these people are. So
exactly,
if they're going to do any research on the band, they're going to look at their new stuff or their old stuff and they're going to be like, oh, I hate their old stuff because it's not like what they're putting out now. I'm not going to pay
exactly.
attention to these guys.
Oh God,
Crazy.
they're just a train wreck.
Yeah.
I had to rant about them for a minute. I apologize, guys.
No, it's
I
cool.
think the only music I've really been listening to, and it's not like it's like new. I'm just been like for the past like year, I just been super into classic rock. Like that's basically all I listen to is like AC/DC, Metallica. I think the newest band I listen to, which I just love, is Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Their
But they
first
have-
album's great. Their second
Yeah.
album's decent. Everything after that, I hate.
I just feel like Ghost has that classic rock sound.
They do.
Yeah.
They have that old Deep Purple-ish type of sound. At
Mhm.
least that's what I got from them from their first album. But they kind of mixed like black metal lyrics with like classic rock
Yeah,
music,
I
which
kinda
I
like
thought
it.
was awesome.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid, and that's the thing. Like, because like I feel like anymore, like maybe I'm just the older I get, I'm just super cynical and like I just don't care. But I feel like everything, like it's like an episode of South Park, like everything that sounds like shit.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Everything that sounds like shit, and it's like even stuff I used to like, this is a shit.
Yeah,
I literally like if I'm ever listening to the radio, I'm always listening to like a classic rock station, or if I'm on
Mhm.
Spotify, I'm just listening to classic rock because to me it's when music like meant something still.
yeah,
There's only so many songs I can listen to about like your private parts for me to care about.
mhm.
I just don't like I don't really care about how wet you are down there. You know what I mean? Like
You don't like you a wet ass.
yeah. Like I just think at that point I just don't think I'm the target demographic anymore. So like no, I haven't really nothing's really caught my interest. I've been listening to like a lot of movie scores too.
Oh, nice.
Like I got real into the Pirates of the Caribbean scores. They're
Mhm.
really good. Harry Potter, again, they're great. Godzilla, Pacific Rim, like shit like that. So every once in a while, like if I just don't feel like listening to music or a podcast, like I'll literally, well, not music, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I'll listen to like movie scores,
Right.
like which I like. Like the one day I was working and I was listening to what was it? Pacific Rim,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Well, I actually got something that might tickle your fancy, Nick. You too, Andrew, if you're a Rob Zombie fan. He dropped two
love
new
him.
songs.
How
Dropped two
was his new song?
The Triumph of the King Freak. I like that song. And the Eternal Struggles of the Howling or Howler. I can't see the rest of the title, but that one wasn't bad either. Those are the only two that I know of he dropped.
I love Rob, dude. I love him as a person. I love him as a musician. I love him as a film director. Rob Zombie, him and like Joe Rogan are like the two guys I strive to be. Like,
I can
like,
see why.
literally. Yeah, like I wear a jean jacket because of Rob Zombie.
To be fair, you were wearing one before Rob Zombie made it more cool for you.
Yes, no, that is true, but you know, he helped me out a little bit. No, I love Rob Zombie. I'm happy he's made. I haven't listened to his new music yet, so I'm gonna do that now.
It dropped maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. These songs,
Yeah,
so they're still relatively new.
I'm going to do that because I love anything Rob Zombie. Anytime like he says he's making a movie, it's like It's like hearing George Lucas is going to make a Star Wars movie. I get so jacked up. I love Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the best.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say personally I listen to Rob Zombie, but I have heard stuff and like it's not bad. So like I'm sure he puts out quality stuff. It's just not usually what I'm looking for.
Well, yeah, I like that his shit like tells a story, right? Like it's very it's very us, you know, like he's like he definitely mixes like horror movies and like metal, which is really cool.
Right.
And like even his music videos are really fun, you know, like he's just a creative dude.
Well, he did a re-edit or whatever the hell you would call it, where he took his songs and he made them more like house music.
Yeah.
So like stuff you can dance to, and I don't like that type of music to be honest with you, but those got me kind of like bobbing my head a little bit. I'm like, all right, I can see this playing in a club.
Well, I think what's cool with Rob Zombie is he wants to do House of a Thousand Corpses on Broadway, and I'm like, that would weirdly work.
It would.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's just a cool dude. Like everything. Like if you ever listen to an interview with him, like go watch when he's on Rogan.
Yes.
Tell me you just wouldn't want to hang out with that guy.
I would, and I'm still waiting for that Broad Street Bullies movie. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's a shame because
the story is amazing.
He's so passionate about hockey.
Yeah, even though he's a fucking Bruins fan, probably since he's from the Boston area.
I think he's a Kings fan.
Kings, all right, that would make more sense because he's living out there.
Yeah, I want to say he's a Kings fan, but no,
he's not happy. They're just suck this year.
Literally, Joe Rogan and Rob Zombie, the two guys I like worship.
Same. Well, Rogan, I can say.
Yeah, I love Zombie. Just because, like I say, he's just a cool dude. Like he doesn't seem like a guy who's let anything in his life get to his head.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that dude's rich. He's successful. How many people do you know that literally as a kid he was like, I want to be a comic book writer, I want to be a movie star, and I want to be a rock star. And he did all three.
Yeah.
Not many.
Not many. And like he should walk around like he could walk around and tell people to like lick his feet because like he did all this. He doesn't. You know, he's just like he's cool as she owns like. You know, he doesn't like. I remember someone was asking about his jean jacket. She's like, I own two. You know, like he's like this one and the other one. You know, like this is this cool dude. You know, it's like, you know, yeah, I like him, and like he's like another one. Like he's been with the same girl since like he was in like high school or some shit, like whatever. Yeah. You know, he's just a cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
Yeah. But what else is up, guys?
You know, I've been listening to a lot of the new Eminem album.
How's that?
Pretty sick. Not gonna lie. I like it so much just because like the beats that he's rapping to aren't traditional like beats that you would think someone would rap to.
Okay.
But like the way he can play words around it and like flip the words around, and you have to listen to the song a couple times to even hear half of what he's actually talking about, because like he's just like everything that he says either has two, three, maybe even four meanings behind it because of the way he lines up the words. And it's just like, I don't understand how someone can be that talented. When I struggle just to be able to type an email to someone.
I will say I'm not I'm not a fan of Eminem, to be honest, but I give him respect because he is a master lyricist. I have sat down and like read his lyrics, and I've seen his freestyles. He's a beast at freestyle, but like I don't like his music, but I give him the respect that he deserves. He's a master lyricist.
I respect the shit out of him.
Yeah, I can't do anything but respect him, and like the way he like portrays himself, like that's who he is anyway.
Mhm.
And like ever since he got, especially since he got sober, like he doesn't he's been like, I think he's sober now going on like 12, 13 years, and which is a amazing achievement for someone
Oh,
who
absolutely.
was as bad as he was.
Mm.
And so basically like his new album, it's basically a side B to an album that he dropped at the beginning of 2020, and then he dropped side B at the end of 2020. So like
Okay.
the new album talks a lot about like coronavirus and like people like getting stir crazy and like doing all these things, and like he just ties it so well.
Hmm.
And while at the same time like shitting on everyone else in the rap game, just like telling them how much better he is than them.
Dude, his
He
diss
really
tracks
is.
are the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, his new albums are basically just all diss tracks of like him just dissing people without them really even realizing that he's dissing them, because like he flips the words so well.
Yeah.
That's why he's the greatest rapper of all time, that people say.
No, I think he is. I think he's definitely one of the greats. I mean, he's up there in my
Top
opinion.
5, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's up there with the Biggies and Tupacs of the world. How could you not? I mean,
Yeah.
that guy was never supposed to be as good as he is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was not supposed to succeed in the rap world, and he
Nope.
did.
And
He made
he's a damn good actor.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn on, bro.
Like no, I'm even talking about like his new music videos. Like he's got this one director who's been doing like his past couple music videos, and they're fucking nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that just for that aspect alone.
Yeah.
Let's see if we even know who this. Cole Bennett.
Cole Bennett. I'll have to look into him.
Yeah.
That name sounds so familiar.